Welcome to the world of random facts where nothing is ordinary and everything is fascinating. The Lockheed C-130 Hercules holds the record for the longest continuous production run of any military aircraft, having achieved 70 years of production in 2024. A Boeing 767 airliner is composed of approximately 3 million individual parts. Sleepwalking, or somnambulism, is a behavior that has only been documented in humans thus far. While other primates exhibit sleep-related behaviors like REM sleep and non-REM sleep, there are no known instances of them engaging in sleepwalking. Some toothpastes contain diatomaceous earth, which is derived from microscopic single-celled algae called diatoms that have glass-like silica-based cell walls. This ingredient acts as a mild abrasive that, in combination with other components and the mechanical action of brushing, helps remove plaque and stains from tooth surfaces. Can't keep your opinions to yourself? Then you have what the Swedish call attitudincontinence, that translate to attitude incontinence. The lubricant in your knees, known as synovial fluid, is one of the most slippery substances in the world. It's a complex mixture of proteins, water, hyaluronic acid, and lubricin, or proteoglycan 4. The Renault 5, a popular small car produced by the French automaker Renault, was rebranded as the Le Car when it was introduced to the United States market. Le Car translates to the car. Xanthophobia is the fear of the color yellow. In 2013, Top Gear was awarded a Guinness World Record for being the most widely watched factual TV program. The show garnered an impressive audience of approximately 350 million viewers across more than 200 countries. The Himalayan mountains are the only known location where Bengal tigers and snow leopards both live. Once again, the fruit fly advances science as researchers have mapped its brain, creating a detailed connectome that reveals neural connections. This offers new insights into sensory perception, learning, and decision-making. This groundbreaking work in neuroscience could pave the way for a deeper understanding of how the human brain functions. Nocturnal lagophthalmos, a condition that prevents complete eyelid closure during sleep, can lead to severe complications such as dry eye syndrome, corneal ulcers, and potentially blindness if left untreated. Cirrus clouds are unique in that they are composed of ice crystals rather than water droplets. This is why they often appear as thin, wispy streaks across the sky. The high altitude at which cirrus clouds form, typically above 20,000 feet, is cold enough for water vapor to freeze into ice crystals. Sea turtles employ a clever strategy to protect their eggs from predators. They create decoy nests. By digging fake nests and scattering sand around the real ones, sea turtles confuse potential threats, increasing the chances of their offspring surviving. The MOSFET transistor is one of the most complex and influential human-engineered devices ever created, powering the digital revolution. Cougars are often called ecosystem engineers due to their role in dispersing seeds through their scat. Research suggests that a single cougar can plant around 94,000 seeds a year, significantly contributing to plant diversity and ecosystem health. Opossums are less susceptible to rabies compared to other mammals. Their lower body temperature creates an environment that is less favorable for the rabies virus to replicate and survive. Dragon fruits, also known as pitayas, are the fruits of several cactus species, primarily from the genus Hylocoreus. They are climbing cacti native to Central and South America. They've been successfully cultivated in many other parts of the world due to their adaptability. Donkeys, known for their loud brays and aggressive defense, can effectively deter coyotes and wolves from attacking livestock. Their instinctive use of bites, kicks, and vocalizations can create a formidable barrier against predators. Angel's trumpet, a plant belonging to the Datura genus, contains toxic alkaloids with hallucinogenic properties. These alkaloids can induce strong auditory and visual hallucinations, but it's important to note that consuming Angel's trumpet is extremely dangerous and can have serious health consequences. Over 50,000 tennis balls are used during the Wimbledon tournament each year. Reuters was founded by Paul Reuters, who in 1848 established a route of carrier pigeons to transmit information about stock news that was faster than the postal trains of the time. This innovative approach allowed Reuters to provide timely and accurate financial news, which quickly established the company as a leader in the industry. Avocado and Kentucky coffee tree are examples of evolutionary anachronisms. These plants evolved traits, like large seeds requiring powerful digestive systems for dispersal, that were ideally suited for coexisting with now-extinct megafauna. The dry valleys in Antarctica are one of the driest places on Earth, with some areas receive very little precipitation, estimated at less than 10 mm or 0.4 inches of water equivalent per year. Naegleria fowleri, often referred to as the brain-eating amoeba, has a 97% fatality rate and shows resistance to most antibiotics. An estimated 11,000 movies were made in the U.S. from 1912 through 1929, during film's silent age. About 70% of movies from that era are thought to be lost forever. Grapes are dangerous for dogs because they can cause kidney damage, leading to sudden kidney failure and even death. While the exact toxic compound in grapes remains unknown, dogs likely can't properly metabolize certain components like tannins, flavonoids, and monosaccharides, which could be behind the toxicity. Alcohol and nicotine have a synergistic effect, enhancing each other's effects. Alcohol increases the activation of nicotinic receptors, making smokers crave cigarettes more quickly. Conversely, nicotine can reduce the perception of alcohol's effects, leading to increased alcohol consumption. This combination can contribute to excessive drinking and addiction. The Capgras delusion is a rare psychological disorder where individuals mistakenly believe that someone they know has been replaced by an identical imposter. This can be a distressing experience and often leads to feelings of confusion, paranoia, and distrust. Nepal stands out with its own unique time zone, the Nepal time, set at UTC plus 5 hours and 45 minutes. Unlike the typical 1-hour offsets most countries use, Nepal's 45-minute difference makes its time zone one of the few in the world with such a distinct variation. British Columbia is a massive Canada province covering approximately 365,000 square miles or 944,735 square kilometers. To put that in perspective, it's larger than most countries, about 85% of them. Some scientists argue that we are living in the Anthropocene, a new geological epoch characterized by human activity as the dominant force shaping Earth's ecosystems, surpassing natural processes in terms of impact. Some flowers have caffeinated nectar. They appear to have evolved this way because bees exposed to caffeine demonstrate enhanced memory of the flowers they've visited, potentially improving pollination. Mass and weight are two different measurements. Mass measures the amount of matter in an object. It's essentially a measure of how much stuff an object is made of. You can think of it as the number of atoms in an object. Mass is typically measured in kilograms or grams, in SI units. Weight, on the other hand, is a measure of the force of gravity acting on an object. It depends on both the mass of the object and the strength of the gravitational field it's in. During hibernation, some frogs can go up to 8 months without urinating. This is possible because their bodies have evolved to recycle urea, a waste product that is normally excreted in urine. Microbes in their guts help to break down urea and convert it into other substances that can be safely stored in their bodies. Carmine is a red dye that is made from cochineal insects. Sometimes they have a waxy white substance over their bodies. They are harvested, dried, and then crushed to extract the red dye. Carmine is a natural dye that is used in a variety of products, including food, cosmetics, and textiles. Iceland is a unique geological location where the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates are slowly drifting apart. This tectonic activity is responsible for Iceland's volcanic landscape, hot springs, and geothermal energy. In mammals like rats and kangaroos, a process known as embryonic diapause allows the embryo to temporarily halt its development. This pause can last for weeks or even months, depending on environmental conditions. The embryo remains in a state of free flotation, delaying implantation in the uterus until conditions are more favorable for both the mother and offspring. Preformationism theorized that organisms develop from miniature versions of themselves between the 1600s to 1800s. Many scientists believed the idea. The Pareto rule, also known as the 80-20th rule, is a principle that states that approximately 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. It is a common rule of thumb in business, management, and other fields. You could say that 80% of sales come from 20% of customers, or 80% of productivity comes from 20% of employees. The rule should not be used to justify neglecting the remaining 80% of causes. Male ducks have evolved corkscrew-shaped penises as a result of sexual conflict and forced mating. This unusual adaptation is thought to be a response to the asymmetrical reproductive tracts of female ducks, which make it more difficult for males to deliver sperm successfully. The corkscrew shape likely helps to navigate the female's reproductive system and increase the chances of fertilization. Pterodactyls, or more broadly pterosaurs, were not dinosaurs. They were flying reptiles and part of a separate group of creatures that lived during the same era. Pterosaurs were closely related to dinosaurs but not classified as such because of key anatomical differences. One major distinction is that dinosaurs had legs positioned directly beneath their bodies, while pterosaurs' limbs extended out to the sides, aiding their ability to fly. Antarctica contains approximately 90% of Earth's ice. So there you have it. We've covered some fascinating facts today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more interesting facts, and leave a comment below. See you next time.